Okay, this is day 21 at Progresso CEB. So we've really started to eat away at the material that was spread out here. Because of that, because we're picking up this material that was spread out and then got rained on, we're picking up some topsoil, and that's kind of evident here. Like, they were just working on this right before they left. So this is like wet-ish clay. And that just rolls around and picks up the topsoil. Here's a really good example. So the next round of blocks is going to have a little bit of topsoil in it, but it's just dusting. But the next round of blocks that we do are going to be unstabilized. We're going to do a whole bunch of unstabilized blocks. Pendulum crusher worked all day today. This thing's been loyal. Hasn't really given us any problems. And it's staying pretty sharp. The only thing that happens is sometimes the pendulum weights fall out. That's all. That's not really an issue though. The screen didn't really get used today because we didn't have a larger crew. What did happen today was this got cleaned and painted. Ran out of paint towards the end, but this is just a primer coat anyway. It is going to stay white for sure on this side, because that'll get a flag painted on it. And then work some more on the press today. I took the kind of the main chamber top plates. I'm not sure exactly what they're called, but I took those to Henrik today, the machine shop across the lagoon, because I don't have a I don't have any kind of cutting torch, and he does. I have to cut off the shaft collars for the guide rods because the way they were welded in, it caused rubbing here. So what we need to do is I had to have him cut those off because he can't get an angle grinder in there because of the shape of the plate. So he's working on that, and when he's also going to make, I can't buy the shaft collars off the shelf here, so he's going to make me a couple. And I bought the 2-inch steel to make them out of, and he's like, well, they sell these at the hardware store you were just at. And we go, and they were $8 each, and they were a little bit more than, they were like keyed shaft couplers, and they were $8 8 US each. And I had just bought the shaft for 10 and the bolts for like $1, and he's only going to take an hour to make it, which is another 10. So it didn't make sense, because if I bought the set screw, the shaft collar, the type with the keyway, that was $8. If I bought that, I'd have to have him machine it anyway, so doesn't make any sense. The other thing I did today is since I have the drawer out, well, I cut these plates off. I had already cut these off before and re-welded them, but at that time I had not adjusted this to be flat because I was a noob. But I know now because I've looked at this. We squared up the primary arms with the press chamber, not these. We don't care about these, but yesterday or the day before we took the time to really square this up. I think it was yesterday. So we really squared this up, and got these end bolts, all the bolts here, there. We got those all super tight with the help of this pipe on a wrench. So those are all really torqued down now, almost to the point of yield, I'd say. So the way that these plates that I cut off, they're to prevent the drawer from lifting up during the compression of the press. The way these engage is right here, but that's where a weld seam is that hasn't always been filled in properly. So this drawer, up until today, I added this weld here and ground it flat. On this side, it could have gone up. It could flex up higher. So can't believe I didn't do that before, because all these little things are adding to our compression issues on our blocks. So did the same thing on this side, and ground it flat. Now that might need to get touched up because it doesn't feel super flat, but it needs to at least be at the same height as here, because if I can't set this, if I have to set it high, it just has to be flat. So that hadn't been done, and now I did it. I added some weld to both sides. So that I will put in place tomorrow. Probably, yeah, probably after I go back to Henrik's and get these. The other thing I want to do is I want to get these bushings remade. They're fine. They're just worn out, and it's because of the way I was adjusting this thing, because I was trying to compensate for the misalignment here. See how worn that is? See, I didn't do it properly. I wasn't using my big brain thinking. I was just kind of reacting. But so what I was doing was I was using the drawer guide adjustment plates to really push the drawer down off the rod, and it made these wear quite a bit more than you would want. See that? So that's like a little bit more than I can really use. So I'm gonna have the many night. I'm gonna have him make me some more guide plates or guide bushings. We already have the linear the oilite bushings. I just have to have him make it, and I'm probably gonna grind these squares off. I'll cut those off and buy some angle. I'll probably keep this design with the 4 pieces of angle welded in. I like that. I actually kind of like that, so I'll keep it that way. And yeah, I think that's about it. So sorry this video went a bit long, but there was some stuff. Oh, we did some painting on here too, so that was exciting. All right, adios.